Okay, so you're going to
User in your
generate
channel
some
timed out.
questions. Like if you're going to be interviewing either one of these people, that is, there's a DC Isusu, Kemet Mawakana, and Zinga Mawakana Narmer. I'll get you his last name, Dio, and the Markham. You're going to first, you're going to prepare to interview them by generating a set of questions that you would be asking them. Some based on what you're reading from your previous economics and maladjustment assignment from Amos Wilson, um, and then others, and I want you to just include autobiographical questions, like if you're going to ask them something about themselves and not just about their susu, what would those be? So that you're clear, everybody in the group is clear when you get assigned to ask questions, y'all are looking for the same thing, then you'll come back. Now, whether you arrange to interview them as a group or to take off, I'll do Kemet, you do Nzinga, somebody else does Narmer. We haven't gotten that far yet. This one says first, just give me the questions and sample questions that you think would make for a good interview. If you're asking them questions about how the actual tone team work, how they're created, and whatever questions would come up, again, based on what you learned from Baba Amos, but also based on you're just needing to know. And then also from the Atlanta-based Isusu. There's also Sister Ya, who I think you remember, in Dai. She was here and did a course when you were here. You remember her?
No.
Okay. All right. Sister Ya is finishing her master's at Georgia State under Baba A.K. She's now finished all her coursework and she's in New York or maybe Milwaukee. She's finishing that work and she interviewed people part of the Susu. And so she's writing her master's thesis about the Atlanta Susu and others. So we wanted to interview her so that you not only have the examples that he talked about, and in the previous assignment, I said, find the articles that he talked about. He mentioned a 1987 article. He mentioned another article, A Career in the Grocers. You're going to find those articles as well as what he said so that you're clear about those and the features of those there. But you're also going to ask people who are currently either in or recently in Isusus now. And that's where the interviews come in. And the first step is to prepare for those, and that's where the generate questions are. So that's what you're going to be turning in. And that's not 2 weeks. Then also, then you have a question around is Killer Mike. So given Amos Wilson saying that a black bank is not a black bank, what do you think about Killer Mike's suggestion? What's your opinion and why? And then relate Dr. Wilson's conclusions and your classroom discussion to yourself, your family, your people. So however you want to relate his discussion of economics and maladjustment, particularly any parts of it that's key, how you relate that to you and to our people. So in what you're producing is sample questions, sample email, and answering Killer Mike's question and relating them to your boom. Okay, so that's the paper or the stuff I want you to turn in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The only part of that that's collective, if is the generating the questions and possibly collectively creating an essay. But when I say collectively, anytime I say collectively and people don't participate, you just go ahead and do it. All right. You do it with people, which is always best. But if somehow I can't get in touch with this person, that ain't working with that person, you say, here's my submission and my contribution to the pot. Okay. All right. Next question. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, great. Allie, are you back? Nope. All right. So, you got that, and you got the dates. All right, let's go. We got 8:52. Well, you got the memorize and amnesia. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
the assignment on memorize amnesia. Thought it was funny that you'd be memorizing amnesia, since amnesia is exactly the opposite of memorizing. But you know, that's getting back to your presenting to others. In this case, you're presenting them on amnesia. All right. Um, and well, we don't have 3 minutes left, but I think, let's see, can I get you to here? This, where did I begin to put those videos? Are they in our resource area? No, they're not in the resource area. So let's go here.
User joined your channel.
All right, who's that just joined?
Meet Nadir and somebody else.
Well, hello. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Why are you late this morning?
That was because I overslept. My alarm.
Okay.
Was off.
All right. Well, you have some falsification of African consciousness assignments. Please attend to those. Not right now, but just want to call your attention to them. You can generate any questions you want. We just got finished talking about the assignment 2. And here we're going to look at there's a series of short excerpts of Amos that I have outlined, and oh wow, that's terrible. That's all I got, just that one there. Okay. Where he's actually, before the actual falsification of African consciousness is published, and that's all right. You should see it in the lesson area. Go to it, please. Are you there?
I'm there.
All right. These are really short. Sometimes they're 1 minute, sometimes they're 3 minutes. This is at a presentation he's doing, I think, in Houston. Well, I don't know exactly where it was. And he's this is where he's saying the book Falsification of African Consciousness is coming out, and so he's introducing some of the concepts you've been familiar with. I wanted you to also hear him as he talks about it. And particularly today, I want you to click on number 5, and I want you to tell me, let's listen to number 5. It's 1 minute and 28 seconds. And what does that relate to you've been studying?
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
Okay. Now, what part of this relates to what you've read? What section? Y'all there? You finished? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of state do we return to?
He said a fetal state.
And what's a fetal state?
As in the womb, not fully developed.
Right. That is, if you, on a physical level, if you forget your memory, then you don't know how to do anything that you learned to do from the time that you were a fetus. Okay. All of those things are memory. All those things you would have learned to do if you are not without your memory. And so it's the same thing with the people. If you don't have your memory, then we become immature. Okay. As a people, as a group. And this relates to the Aronson study. When was that study published? Allie, can you hear me? You in the game? Can you type? All right. Ndai, when was that study published?
When?
Yes, when?
I don't know.
Who was the person who conducted it? Okay. I'm asking because I'm making a point. If he mentions a text, then that should be in your notes, and when you report about it and when you talk to people about it, you're going to include at least the name of the person or the study and when it was published. Okay. Just as you would if you were writing.
Who the
Okay,
person
Nadir?
was.
All right, what was it?
Well, I know his name is Dr. Bernard Aronson, but I don't remember
Very
what
good.
year that was published.
Very good. Okay. It was in Omni magazine. I think it was 1987. When he talks about in the Cameroon, what year? What's the name of that article that he said appeared in the New York Times? And what year was that published? Okay. If you don't know, I'm making a point. Make sure you do. Okay. You're at a level now where you're needing to understand sources. Okay. And not just be general. You can be specific, then you can expand it. Okay. Or even as you're talking about it, you want to be able to, your credibility will be based on not, well, there was some study by some man that he talked about. You can do that in elementary school. You can get away with it in junior high school. You can't get away with it. Okay. Not at your level. So when you're making a presentation and you're referring to Aronson, then you would be able to do that. So make a point of that. So these short excerpts are ones for you to master. These are summaries of what you read, okay, and what you already dealt with. Let's see here. Do you have? Are you preparing in your environmental justice class for your preparations, your presentations tonight, or is there no class?
I'm preparing for that.
Okay. All right. One of the we're going to each class. We're going to include, in addition to what we have in the book, we're going to take some of these excerpts. And I'm not giving them to you as a homework assignment because I've already given you assignments that you're going to be doing that I'm excited about. And I want you to point here because we're going to be going through them. If you get a chance and you want to look at them, you can. Again, certainly take notes to them, relate what you hear to what you've been studying, okay, already in his work. And knowing how to say some of the things as he's saying it is going to be key. The reason I want you to, because I don't want you to be stumbling and going around. I want you to do that, and then you add your additions to it. Okay, so you get to see not only how you wrote it, but also how he said it so that you're clear. All right, have a good day and morning. Looking forward to your presentations this evening. And have a great day.
You too. Peace.
Yo.
User left your channel. User left your channel.